I'm Chase Briscoe, driver number 14 Ford Mustang for Stewart Haas Racing, and you're watching William Blackwell on YouTube.
Moments ago, NASCAR driver Kurt Busch announced that he will no longer be going full-time in the NASCAR Cup Series beyond 2022 because he wants to put his health at the top of his priority, which is 100% respectful and should be taken a lot more seriously by fans out there. That being said, Kurt Busch will not be a part of the final four races of the 2022 season, which will be held in Las Vegas, Miami, Martinsville, and it ends out in Phoenix. Kurt Busch will not be a part of it at all. Tyler Reddick is expected to take over his ride heading into 2023 as 2311 Racing, Denny Hamlin and Michael Jordan's team, bought out his contract with Richard Childress Racing, which was able to have Reddick come over to 2311 Racing 1 year earlier. So now RCR does not have to go out and hunt for a lot of things, a charter and stuff like that, and sponsorship. So there you go there. RCR, I'm sure, was delighted to have the offer knocked down on their door. So there you go there. Reddick, they don't have to worry about him again. You can clearly tell after he made that announcement that he was joining 2311 Racing in 2024, things didn't go over too well with Childress. Childress didn't really talk much about him in a positive manner after that happened. So you can tell that things were going on behind the scenes. So for them to go their separate ways 1 year earlier, I think it's best for all parties. But that being said, though, Kurt Busch not going full-time at all next year. He never really ruled out the possibility of going a one-off race, the Daytona 500 maybe, the Coca-Cola 600, the Coca-Cola 600 and Indianapolis 500 double. Who knows? He did it back in 2014, in which he did a phenomenal job. Top 10 in Indianapolis, and I think he had an engine expire in the Coca-Cola 600. Kurt Busch, though, is a Cup Series champ. He won it all the way back, and I believe in 04 with the 97 with Jack Rouse. He started out his career with Fenway, and he moved it on up, and then he had a stint with Penske and Phoenix Racing, Furniture Row, which is owned by Barney Visser, the 78 car more like, which is more predominantly known as the car Truex was very good in and won the championship in. And he joined Stewart Haas Racing for a couple of years, picked up the Daytona 500 in 2017 with the team. And when he rolled forward to 2019, he announces that he's going to go to Chip Ganassi Racing, and he races for them for a couple of years. And in 2022, he announces that he had a multi-year deal with 2311 Racing. And unfortunately, he only got half a season done with that team. His last race in the books will be New Hampshire, the race after the Atlanta race where he had a big wreck. New Hampshire, he was very quick. And it caught my attention that he was a clear championship contender. Fast forward 1 week later in practice, you see a car coming off the final corner, final exit, and hit the wall backside. And at first, not many fans, I'm sure, didn't really think too much about it. And when we figured out that Kurt Busch had a concussion, that was very shocking because the hit did not look hard at all. And it raised a lot of speculation and questions about this new car and its safety. And the following weeks later down the road, we see more and more incidents and more drivers starting to say, hey, this is not good. This is very unsafe. We see Alex Bowman missing many races for a concussion. Also, Cody Ware broke his foot in the next-gen car. That's crazy. I'm sure with the Cody Ware accident in Texas, it would not have been that bad, if it were the Gen 6 car. Gen 6 car was a lot safer than the next gen car, and I will remain by my stance here and say that the next gen car was clearly rushed, and NASCAR did a bad job with this, and they lost a star driver because of their wanting to be ahead of the game and rush everything and be cheap. Cheap parts led to Kurt Busch retiring, in my opinion. And I will stand by that opinion, and NASCAR has to make a lot of changes here, folks. They really do. Drivers shouldn't have to go into a weekend worrying, oh, if I hit the wall, am I going to be all right? Am I going to be able to go on with my life and enjoy the things? Because NASCAR is building a very unsafe car, and it's time to make a change. You can't keep saying, oh, next week we're going to make a change, next week this, next week that. We're almost at the end of the 2022 season, and there's no really significant change that's been made so far. Very disappointing. They better be doing their work in the offseason. If not, we can see a lot more teams and drivers getting hurt, unfortunately. NASCAR, do your homework. That's all I got to say here, folks. Kurt Busch retiring. Tyler Reddick going to the 45 next year. 1 year earlier on a contract buyout. But everybody, though, remember to please like and subscribe.